I hated my sister's new boyfriend until the day he saved my life while she was posting our argument on Instagram. James walked into my hospital room carrying a sad little gift shop cactus, his eyes avoiding mine, an awkward peace offering after 4 months of Cold War between us. Your sister's still talking to the doctors, he said, placing the plant on my bedside table. She wanted me to check if you needed anything. What I needed was to rewind to yesterday morning before I'd collapsed in his arms at my sister Olivia's apartment, before the emergency surgery that removed my ruptured appendix, before the doctor told me I'd been hours from septic shock. I am good, I said, automatically defaulting to our usual minimal interaction. From the moment Olivia introduced James 6 months ago, I'd written him off as another in her long line of self-absorbed boyfriends with his finance job, designer clothes, and that smug MBI competence. He seemed exactly her type: hurt, attractive, ambitious, and ultimately disappointing. You are judging him without even knowing him, Olivia had accused after I questioned his intentions during a sister lunch. I know his type, I'd fired back. Remember Chad or Tyler, or investment banker Brian, who forgot to mention his wife. Our argument had escalated until Olivia, tears streaming, had stormed out of the restaurant. Later, she'd text Dick, for once in my life I am happy. Why can't you just support me? We'd spoken only when necessary since then, our childhood closeness fractured by my suspicion and her defensiveness. Yesterday I'd finally gone to her apartment to apologize, to try to repair things, but the moment I arrived we'd fallen back into the same argument. You always do this, she'd shouted, pulling out her phone. You always think you know what's best for everyone. I'm literally going to record this for my therapist because you'll never admit how controlling you are. That's when the stabbing pain I'd been ignoring all morning exploded through my abdomen. I doubled over, collapsing against her kitchen island. Olivia had frozen phone still recording, clearly thinking I was being dramatic, but James had appeared from nowhere, catching me before I hit the floor. Hospital now, he'd said, lifting me while Olivia still stood shocked. Liv, grab her purse. This isn't normal pain. In the ER, while Olivia paced and called our parents, James had stayed beside me, his hand steady on mine, when the pain made me cry out, advocating firmly when the initial doctor suggested it was just menstrual cramps. She needs imaging now, he'd insisted with unexpected authority. My brother had the same symptoms before his appendix ruptured. Now in the awkward silence of my hospital room, I finally asked what I'd been wondering since waking from surgery. Why did you help me? I've been horrible to you. James sat in the visitor's chair, looking more human without his usual perfect appearance. My sister died of sepsis when I was 14, he said quietly. The doctors dismissed her pain until it was too late. I recognized what was happening to you. The revelation hit me like a physical blow. I am so sorry, I didn't know. How could you? You decided who I was the moment we met? His honesty stung because it was true. I'd never asked about his family, his past, what made him who he was. I'd painted him with the same brush as Olivia's previous boyfriends without a second thought. For what it's worth, he continued, I understand your protectiveness. Olivia talks about you constantly, how you practically raised her after your mom got sick, how you worked 3 jobs to help her through college. Tears pricked my eyes. She talks about me all the time. She's desperate for your approval, actually. The door opened and Olivia appeared, her makeup-free face showing every hour of worry. When she saw me crying, she rushed forward. What's wrong? Are you in pain? I reached for her hand, then extended my other hand to James. I am just realizing how wrong I've been about a lot of things. 3 months later, when James proposed to my sister at our family dinner, I was the first to hug him, no longer my sister's boyfriend, but the man who saved my life in more ways than one. Sometimes the people we're quickest to judge are the ones we need most, and sometimes it takes nearly dying to truly start living.